The Zakarum are many things: holy, peaceful, pious. But one thing they aren't is numerous. There are no vast legions of Zakarum warriors ready to smite evildoers. There is only the shepherd, his disciples, and those few who follow his teachings. Who is the shepherd? What does he preach? And how did such a small group of people manage to survive in Sanctuary's dark corners for so long? To answer these questions, we must look at the source of the Zakarum way of life, its prophet, the shepherd Akarat. Akarat was an ascetic from Xiansai. It was he who would develop the faith that would give rise to the Zakarum church. For his successful rejection of material pursuits, Akarat was granted the title of ascetic by the order. He apparently kept his grand revelation hidden to his fellow monastics. Moved by what he'd seen, Akarat set out on a grand journey to the cities of Kyrgyzstan, intent on enlightening his fellow men about the divine light he claimed existed within everyone. When Akarat left Xiansai, Isavete went with him and became his first disciple, or dedicant, and remained with him throughout his travels. Harkening back to the teachings of his mother, he claimed that human existence was unique and that humans had the power to overcome darkness by using their inner light. He claimed that his words were not new, that the ancients had also embraced the light. He traveled all across Sanctuary, spreading his beliefs, and over time a number of local disciples flocked to his side. As he traveled, Akarat discovered new truths about himself, and came to believe that understanding the human spirit was a life's work. May Akarat guide and protect me. May he shepherd my soul and grant it mercy. We meet Akarat for the first time during the events of Diablo 3, Reaper of Souls. We find him at the end of the path leading up to the bridge that crosses the chasm. When we approach, he asks us to stay our hand before crossing, warning that the bridge is not safe. When we cross anyway, the bridge crumbles beneath our feet, and he offers to help us ascend to the heavens. He warns us of the prime evils, the three great demons that serve as the game's main antagonists. Tyrael had sealed them away once before, but now their prison is broken. The shepherd tells us that we can stop this threat, but that it will be difficult. He points out that the key to stopping the prime evils is within us already, and hands us the Archangel's banner, which will aid us in finding the other two Haradrim. Finally, he gives us his blessing and allows us to cross the bridge. Akarat has many similarities to Jesus Christ, right down to his name, which comes from the Hebrew word for mansion of righteousness. Like Jesus, he heals the sick and performs miracles, though we have no record of him actually raising the dead. However, we do know that he offered salvation to a demon named Izual. Most importantly, though, is that both are considered saviors. In Diablo 3, we are told that the fate of Sanctuary rests upon our shoulders, which is a clear parallel to the importance placed upon Jesus in the Christian faith. That being said, Akarat is not a perfect parallel to Jesus. While Jesus was crucified and rose again after 3 days, Akarat was never put to death, nor did he rise again. Instead, he ascended into the heavens when we completed the story mode. Also, while Jesus performed miracles as signs to prove his divinity, Akarat appears to use his miracles to bolster his faith. In the world of Diablo, the angels and demons' war, known as the Eternal Conflict, rages for supremacy. In this war, humans have sided with the angels since they are able to harness the powers of the high heavens. Humans are capable of tapping into the heavenly energy known as the light, giving them angelic wings and allowing them to cast powerful spells. This conflict is played up in the Zakarum texts, and there are even a few verses that warn against the temptations of the demons. While it's been stated that the followers of Akarat claim that he was born of the light, it's unclear if the followers actually believe that he's a literal son of the high heavens, or simply that he embodies the light. Considering that Akarat doesn't appear to possess any angelic blood, it's more likely that he is merely a man touched by the light. If he were literally the son of the high heavens, it's likely that the Zakarum would make much more of it, as they are already quite proud of their connection to the celestial realm. Though Akarat is certainly a powerful figure in the Zakarum faith, he is not considered their messiah. That distinction belongs to the mysterious Ancient One spoken of in the Book of the Prophet. The Ancient One is described as having come before memory and will return when the light fades. In the mortal realm, the Ancient One is believed to be the vessel through whom the light will shine. He is a prophesied savior who will come to rescue the faithful Zakarum from whatever may threaten them. Though the Ancient One is a more important figure in the overall scheme of the Zakarum faith, Akarat is still extremely important because he is the one who showed people how to access the light and live virtuous lives. Without him, the Zakarum might have never risen to prominence. Akarat was actually played by the voice actor Charles Martin Smith, who is best known for playing the role of Sam Lowry in the film Brazil. While Smith reprised his role as Akarat in Diablo 4, it is currently unknown if the character will play any role in the upcoming Diablo 3 expansion, In the Name of the Shepherd, as the setting of this expansion is prior to the events of the base game. So what exactly is the meaning behind the vision that Akarat saw in the Vizan Mountains that led him to start the Zakarum sect? The meaning behind Akarat's vision is twofold. On the surface, it represents his own personal enlightenment and his desire to share it with others. He sees the potential for good in humanity and wants to show them the way. However, the vision also represents something much larger. It is a symbol of hope in a dying world. Sanctuary is on the brink of destruction, and only the foolish or the desperate remain. Yet Akarat sees a way forward, a glimmer of light in the darkness. This gives those who follow him hope that even in the darkest of times, good will ultimately triumph over evil. Despite the fact that the Zakarum are generally peaceful and non-violent, they have been known to get violent when necessary. The Zakarum are not pacifists and will defend themselves when attacked. Additionally, the Zakarum have a long history of fighting against the forces of darkness. During the events of Diablo 3, for example, the Zakarum were instrumental in the defeat of the prime evils. The shepherd's call is a metaphor for the search for meaning and purpose in life. So often we feel lost and alone in this world, like we are simply going through the motions day after day without really knowing why. The shepherd's call is a reminder that there is always hope, that even in the darkest of times we can find light. All we have to do is open ourselves up to it. If you liked this video, then check out another one of my videos. See you next time.